Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss lesson 7.3, and lesson 7.3 is related to graph of relationships. In the first lesson we discussed how to make the table using the rule. In the second lesson we discussed how to write an equation from the given table, and this is our third step using the first two lessons, how we can make a table if an equation is given. So we will make a graph of the given equation using some points. Okay, the question number one is the equation. If you look here, it's mentioned there the equation p equal to 144b. Now two variables are given, p and b. If you look at the graph, it's written here number of boxes. Yani if you select 0 box, 1 box, 2 box, or 3 or 4, how many number of pencil will be there? If we have 0 box, how many pencil will be there? If we have 1 box, how many pencils will be there? If we have 2 boxes, how many pencil will be inside of the box? So we will discuss it and we will make a table. We need a table to make the graph for the given equation. So we are gonna use this one, this p equal to 144b. This equation will help us to make a table, and with the help of table we can make the graph. Okay, so represent the number of pencils b in b boxes. So it means b stand for the boxes and p stand for the pencils. Okay, graph the relationship on the coordinate plane. So to find this one, let us first make a table that will help us how we can find the how we can make the table using this equation. So let me first write here, draw a line. So I used this one. I'm drawing a line to make the table. I have two variables, so we draw a line and we make two columns. Okay, then again we will select the line and we will draw the line here. Now if we look at this given one, we have given that p equal to 144b. So which values we will select? We will select the value of b if we have 0 box, if we have 1 box, if we have 2 and 3 and so on. So let me write here the number of boxes that will be b. I will write here b in this column. I will select like 0, 1, 2 and 3, and it will give me how many pencil will be there in the given box. So I will write 100 p equal to 144. Okay, and this will be b. So I write this equation here. Now b is my independent variable, yani I can select any numbers like 0 box, 1 box, 2 box. So I will write here in the box that maybe I have 0 box. So in the start, how many pencils will be there? Okay, if I have 1 box, how many pencils will be in 1 box is? It's mentioned here. You don't need to worry about it. It's given 0 number of box, 1 number of box, 2 number and so on. So let me select first three numbers, 0, 1 and 2. So there are three box, sorry, there are three numbers. If we have 0 box, 1 box and 2 box, now we will check how many pencils will be there. If I plug in here the values of b0, if I have b0, so 144 times 0 will be 0 because this number is multiplying with the variable. If I have one box, it will be 144. It will remain same because if you replace b here by 1, it's multiplying 144 times 1. It will be 144. If I replace b by 2, how many pencil will be there? B is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Again there is 4, so 2 times 4 is 8. And if I have 2, 2 times 1 is 2. Now we find that if we have 0 box, there is no pencils are there. If we have one box, it means there are 144 pencils, and if we have two box, there are 280 and pencils. So we will select these values. If we have 0 box, 0 pencil, so it means this is the point 0 0. If both are 0, we will select this point. Okay, the origin. Now if I have one box, this is the number of box here it's mentioned. So if we have one box, how many pencils are there? 144. So I put the cursor here and I will make in front of 144. This is my second point, 144. After that, if we have two box, the pencils are 288. So I will select this two. I will move up this one. Okay, we will stop when we have 288. This is 288. So we make the table and we make the graph using this table. Now we make the points. After that, we will join them through a line. Okay, so let me start this line here and let us change the color so it will be uh, clear for us. So we will start from 0, this point, and we are gonna move up like that way. Okay, so now you can see what we have done. We first look at the equation, and using this equation we make the table. Okay, and this table will help us to make the graph, because we need the two values, the number of boxes and the number of pencils. So b is our independent variable. We can select any value, 0 1 2 3 4 so on, and if we plug in here the value of b, it will give us the pencils, the number of pencils. So we find if b is 0, p is 0. So we select point and then so on. We join them through a line. So this is how we can make the graph for the given question. Now let's move toward the question number 2, and it's the same question like question number 1. We just need to check it. This is the same. If we want to make the graph, we need to make the table. Okay, then I will draw a line to make the two columns, because there are two variables again. So this one is like that. Okay, now we will look at the equation and we will look at the question what is given here. So the equation c equal to 2b plus 6. This is a two-step equation. Represent the total cost c. Total cost is c of b sets of beads. So now you have given two variables again and one necklace string. Graph the relationship on the coordinate plane. So if you want to make the graph, you need a table. This is sure. Second, if we look at the graph, we have given the number of sets of beads. This is an independent number or independent variable. We have to select here the values. You can say see here number of beads are 0 1 2 3 4 so on. And here the cost, if you have 0 beads, how much will be the cost? If you have 1 bead, how much will be the cost? And 2, we have to find it. So how we will find it? We have to make the table. So first one that is given here is, this is the equation that we are going to use to find the value of two variables. Okay, so b is included, so 2 is multiplying with b and so on. So we can find the total cost if we know the value of b. So I will write here b, and then I will write here that c equal to, this c equal to 2b plus 6. Okay, I select the values and then I will move it towards, sorry, we are writing here. Okay, uh, let me clear it and I will write by hand. So we will write here the values, sorry, C equal to, the total cost is equal to 2B plus 6. So write here 2B plus, sorry, this is gonna, this, there is no space, so I'm writing here 2B plus 6. Okay, now we will select the values of B and to find the value of C. So let us change the color here, the blue one, and write here the values. It's starting from 0. So let us say number of beads are 0. So how much will be the cost? If we have one number of bead, how much will be the cost? If we have two number of beads, how much will be the cost? If we have three number of beads, for example, so how much will be the cost? B is included here, it's independent, so let us put the values here. If we have, let's look here, if you have 2B, I will write here down to show you. If you replace the value of B0, so 2 into 0 plus 6. Now look at there, if you multiply 2 by 0, it will be 0. 0 plus 6 will be equal to 6. So it means the first one, if you replace B by 0, you will get the cost will be 6. So let us write here 6. Now if you have 1, if I replace 2 into 1 plus 6. Now you know that 2 into 1, 2 times 1 will be 2 plus 6 will be 8. So if you have one number of bead, how much will be the cost? 8. So we will write here, if you have one bead, it will cost you 8. And the remainings you can find so on. If you have 2, 2 times 2 will be 4, 4 plus 6 will be 10. And if you have three number of beads, 3 times 2 will be 6, 6 plus 6 will be 12. Now we use 3 point. You can either use 0, 1 and 2, or you can use 0, 1, 2 and 3, or 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. At least you have to use three numbers like 0, 1 and 2. Okay. Now if we have 0 bead, the cost is 6. So let us look at 0. This is 0. So let's start from 0 and we will stop until 6. This is the number, this is the cost 6 if you have 0 beads. Okay, now let's just move towards a 1. If you have 1 bead, the cost is 8. This is the 1 bead, number of beads 1. We move up and this is the point 8, so this is the cost 8 here. If you have 1 beads, if you have 2 beads, the cost is 10. This is number 2. We start from number 2 and we will move until number 10. If we have 3 beads, the cost is 12. This is 3 and we will move up until 12. You can see we have make the points. No, it's very simple. We just need to join the points through a line. So let us select a line here. Okay, so it's starting from 6, so we will move it from 6 and so on. It's moving up. Even though I don't have the point, but I can make the line like that way. I'm sure that it will increase with the passage of time. So this is the correct placement of the line. So again, the same thing, we have given the equation. The b is included inside, so we will select the value of b. That is, b is independent variable and its values are given here. And c is the total cost, so c will be in this column. So if you replace b by 0, what will be the cost? 1, 8, so on. After making the table, you can make the graph. Okay, let's move toward the question number 3. The question number 3 is a bit different from this one. These two questions you have to make the graph. Now number 3 and number 4, the graph is given already. So what you have to do in this question, let us read the question and let us highlight the things that we need to do in this question. Okay, the graph shows the total cost C of buying one large bucket. You can see here this is the cost. Okay, the bucket of popcorn and D large drinks. So this is the number of drinks. You have 0 drinks, it costs 8. You have 1 drinks, it costs 12. You have 2 drinks, it costs 16. You have 3 drinks, it costs 20, so on. Okay, right, this is our main task. Write an equation from the graph. He is asking you to write an equation from the graph that could be used to find the total cost if buying one large and large. He is asking to make an equation from the graph. Okay, we know that these values are given, so we can easily make an equation because we already did it in the first lesson. So how we will do it? For this one, again we will make a table because in the first lesson we use the table to write the equations. So here again the same thing, I will make two columns. Okay, and this one will differentiate between what we have. Okay, so let us now write what we have given. First variable that is given here, the number of drinks, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will write the D here, our number of drinks, and this is the cost, that is C. We have to write here the C. Okay. No, it's very easy for us. Let us change the color again to make differentiation. Okay. Again, we will write here. If we have the drinks, so let's start from 0. If you have 0, look, this point is starting from here. So for 0 drink, the cost is 8. Okay, let me draw a line to make it clear. Okay. Yeah, now if I have one drink, the number of drinks are 1. So how much is the cost? I will start from here and until here it's number 12. So if we have 1, it's 12. Okay, next one. If we have 2 drinks, how much is the cost? 16. So 2 will cost 16. And let me just make another one to, but these three values can help us to find an equation. But I'm just including another number. If you don't want to include, it's okay. You can find an equation. For number 3, it's 20. Okay. Now let me make sure that if it's very easy, like can I find a multiplication rule like we did in quest lesson 7 too. If we have 0, it's 8. So it doesn't make any sense that when you have 0 times 8 will give you 8. No, 0 times 8 will be 0. So let us find their common difference that we did in our questions like lesson 7 too. We will find here the difference. 12 minus 8 will be 4. Okay, we find the difference is 4. Now I can write an equation. Okay, so how I will write? Always the total cost equal to what the difference we find is 4. And what the variable we left? We have D. Okay, we write C equal to the total cost equal to the difference is 4, 4 times D. Now we need to check it. Is this correct for the first option? If you have D 0, 4 times 0 will be 0, but the answer is 8. So what number we will add? We will add 8 to make it correct. Now you can see your equation is correct. If you have 0, replace here D 0. So it will be just 8 the total cost. For number 1, you can also check it for number 1. If you have number 1, 4 times 1 will be 1 plus 8 will be 12. So it means this equation is correct for the given table, for the given graph. Okay. So we first make the table and we can make an equation. Same we will do for question number 4. 4 is same. Okay. Again we need to draw because he's asking for an equation. So to make an equation we must have the table. You must have the table for to make a graph, and you must have a table for to write an equation. So we will draw here the line. Okay, this is the line here again, and this line here again. First we will write the variable that is given here, the number of tickets. Every time we are doing the same thing. Now the question we are doing the same thing. We are not changing too much. Okay, the number of tickets that are given here, it's independent variable. So we will write here t, the number of tickets t. And what the variable given here is the cost. Cost stand for C. I write both the values. No, I will write according to the given graph. Okay. So if we start writing the numbers, okay, for if we have 0 ticket, number of tickets 0, how much is the cost? 10. So 0 ticket is costing you $10. Again, draw a line just to make. Okay, if I have one ticket, look at one. So move up, it's a circle here. So it means the cost is 30. So I write here 30. Again, if you have two tickets, how much is the cost for number two? Let us move toward the circle here. It's 50. So let us write here 50. And if I have three, three tickets, it's cost 70. Okay, 3 and 70. Okay. Now I will I will use this table to find the equation, and we know that how to find equation from the given table. So let us first find the difference, common difference. So 30 minus 10 will be 20. So it means the common difference here is 20. I will do the same as I was doing question number 3. Again, we will write total cost equal to common difference is 20 and the ticket is T. Now, how I will know that do I need to add something or not? For the first, if T is 0 here, let me use the spotlight here. Okay, if ticket is 0, how much is the cost? 10. So let me replace T by 0 here. T by 0, 20 times 0 will be 0. It means your cost is 0. But here, what is the cost given? 10. So it means I have to add something here that it's make my equation correct. So what number should I add here? 10. Okay. So now I will check is my equation correct. If I replace T by 0, 20 times 0 will be 0 plus 10. 0 plus 10 will be 10. It means the cost is 10. Now this equation is explaining the table, is explaining this graph. If I have 1, 20 times replace T by 1, 20 times 1 will be 20 plus 10 will be 30. So you can directly find the equation from the table from the graph if you have the practice related to these questions. But if you don't have the practice, if you are just gonna start it, you have to make the table because with the help of table, it's very easy to find the equation. Okay, I hope you understand it. If you have any questions, write your comment or just send me a message. I will reply. Thank you very much for listening.